LA Knight is in a caliber that if you gave him the belt right fucking now, the WWE universe will self-destruct and he will be the one of the biggest names since Attitude Era person here. Okay? Because he has so much momentum. People have been on his back and rooting for him and giving him the biggest pops of the night for at least 4 years now.
Yes, because the main event was Femi versus Brock Lesnar.
You know what would have made this match perfect? If they would have got rid of the Hell in a Cell and just said this was a no-holds-barred match. Imagine if this match looked exactly the same way it did. I'm talking move by move, frame by frame, moment by moment, spot by spot. And you do all of that, but you take away that Hell in a Cell cage and you just say it's a no-holds-barred match. We would be glazing this match. Like, probably over-glazing.
I respect you, but fuck you at the same time. And one example was CM Punk respects KO as a wrestler, but he's like, man, you be going out there and wrestling in shirts, bro. Like, you shouldn't be doing that, man. Like, if you're just gonna do it, just rock it with the gun out. And so, instead of going out there and rocking a shirt that match, he just wore his singlet. And so KO comes to the back and says, hey, are you fucking satisfied? And so CM Punk apparently gets extremely pissed off and just cusses him out. And that was the sign of like, hey, I respect you, but also fuck you at the same time. Welcome to another episode of the Big Brothers of Destruction podcast. Sugoi is the Masaku.
And it's your boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And first and foremost, we are a bit behind mainly because your boy's been moving, but we're in a good station now. We're in a good space.
Don't
but we
you
are
see how
here.
plain his walls are in the back?
I mean, the only thing you see is my arcade cab, but
Barely.
I would have a better. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a better setup by the time we do this next time. But
this bland ass shit. No, I'm kidding. Let me stop.
This mother. Anyway, so guys, we wanted to pick back up where we were not able to do so, and that was watching SummerSlam. And you know, there's a lot of good things to say about SummerSlam. I don't think there's a lot of bad. This is like the first time ever I got to see what I would call a pay-per-view from WWE. Like,
man, that's how you feel?
I mean, this is the first in a long time. If they've had a pay-per-view, I would call this the equivalent of a pay-per-view. Night one was pretty decent. You know, some of the people we're gonna today, guys, we're gonna give you more so we're not gonna give you as detailed thoughts because we have 2 nights to go over. But at the same time, we want to give you at least a thorough enough analysis of what we feel about each of these matches and what maybe WWE did right and some of the things they could probably do a little bit later on, a little bit better. But we could definitely talk about this night one. Because, Swag, how did you personally overall feel about this pay-per-view? Did you also think it was a pay-per-view? Did you think of it as a PLE?
So I would say this. If we were, because I think the main situation that we have is the fact that we have to, how do I say? We have to now create a new standard, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's like if you used to like, it's like if you lived in Miami and you're just surrounded by 10s on a regular basis. And then you can't afford to live in Miami anymore. And then you gotta move to like OBT. Us
That's
Florida
crazy.
folk, if you know, you know. And it's
That's
like,
crazy.
You're no longer around 10s on a regular basis. And if you keep those high expectations, you're going to you're not going to get no action and you're not going to get anything. So as time will go, you kind of have to lower your standards a little bit, where now what used to be a 10 is now an 8 for you, or a 7. But, so it's like right now I feel, and this is also with a little bit of hindsight going on right now, but I feel that SummerSlam, compared to Miami SummerSlam caliber, it's but SummerSlam now living in OBT, and us Florida folk understand where that area is, it's all right. It's pretty good. Jesus Christ, it was better than goddamn WrestleMania. I'll say that.
I think you even mentioned in the chat, which sometimes, I may just take some of our audio we send to each other and just make posts and stuff about it, because I feel like it's just the raw nature of us. But at the same time, I feel like, yes, SummerSlam, this was WrestleMania in a sense, like at least better than WrestleMania. I mean, shit.
Like, I would say for WWE right now, right? Because WWE has been in such this weird space when it comes to their content and stuff like that. And it's like, and I also feel with that analogy that I made, it's like we were so used to getting this prime real estate of content. And then it's like, for at least for the last 2 years now, it's been absolute shite. It's been poodoo, as you would say. And so because it's been so bad, when you get a taste of something that's kind of sort of good, it feels great, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it makes you forget about what real good tasting shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like you've mentioned sometimes they give us crap sandwiches with a little bit of bacon every once in a while.
Yeah. So I would say at this point, SummerSlam wasn't a crap sandwich. All right. SummerSlam was a McDonald's hamburger. Just a straight McDonald's hamburger. And when you've been eating shit for so long, and then someone gives you a straight McDonald's hamburger, that shit tastes as good as fuck.
I want to know what is the highest what is the highest caliber of meal that we can get? Like, okay, since you're talking about, and I know, guys, we're gonna get to SummerSlam. I just really want to know this now. Okay, what is the highest equivalent of what that would be? Since we've been getting nothing but crap, take yourself back to the Attitude Era, whatever era of wrestling that was peak for you, and what would be that high caliber meal that you've been consuming on a regular basis during that?
Now, granted, it is it does depend on a person's taste, but if I was just to like make a comparison right now, kind of thing, and it could be different for somebody else as far as their gourmet
that's cool.
burger.
We ain't gotta worry about that. I just want to know yours.
So with when comparing and talking about sandwiches, like if SummerSlam was a McDonald's sandwich, right? Compared to the crap sandwiches we've been getting, peak wrestling, that's like BurgerFi. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's the highest caliber for you.
Yeah. Until I can think of a better burger joint.
Okay.
But it's like BurgerFi is, because for me, BurgerFi is a place that has fantastic sandwiches. Period. Like, it is what it is.
Hey guys, if you're liking the content so far, go ahead and leave us a like. And if anything, leave us a comment in the comment section as well.
Also, don't forget to subscribe, because it helps us out, puts us in the algorithm, gets more eyes on the content. We can come up with better things.
Absolutely. Appreciate you so much for watching the video. Now back to the video.
To someone else, it could be a Five Guys, because Five Guys is pretty good sandwiches too. But I'm a BurgerFi.
Okay, so now knowing that caliber, I will be asking you that in the future. Is this potential to be a BurgerFi? But with saying that, getting back into actual SummerSlam. But what we're trying to say is, guys, that SummerSlam was pretty damn decent. This is like one of the most decent pay-per-views we've gotten in a long time. And like we said, we've been getting a lot of shit or crap sandwiches. And for once, we had a decent fucking pay-per-view. And so let's get right into it. Let's talk about some of the things that we felt were good. I like what Wrestlemania likes to use: the good, bad, and the downright ugly. So I don't think anything was downright ugly, but let's get into the good, and that is going down the line with their matches. So night one, we had as the opener, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. Now, personally, I knew this is where Liv Morgan was taking. She was getting the win. There's no way that she would have just lost at Queen of the Ring not to win here. And whenever Io won, I knew that was what was going to happen, because there's no way Io's going to beat her twice unless there's some kind of shenanigan, and the shenanigan caused her to lose. And then now Liv is on a losing spiral. But WWE, from what Triple H is saying, Liv is so over. Why would we ever do that? And so as I'm watching
that shit,
basically when some, I think it was Damian Priest, actually a Damian Priest was on the panel afterwards and grilled Triple H. And everybody is like, yo, like, that's what's up. And a lot of people were actually worried that what he said to Triple H would possibly get him fired or put on his shit list. So I'm just going to let you know in a nutshell what he said. Hey, with everything going on in the product right now, when are other talent going to get opportunities? I'm kind of tired of seeing the same people with the belt all the fucking time. And I think everybody else is kind of tired of that too. Why are you not giving other people a chance to shine with the title and seeing how they run with it? And then basically Hunter said, well, if we could find a talent that is, when we look at a talent, we always say, are you more over than Cody? Are you more over than CM Punk? Are you more over than Roman Reigns? Liv Morgan.
This thing. Okay.
Io Sky, all that stuff. So you've probably been seeing the meme where it's about he was personally talking about LA Knight when he was doing this. So everybody has memed it to where he's doing it, yeah, and everything. And it's really just to point that out. He's basically saying, these are my people. They will be rotating with the belt constantly. They're going to be me now. Because that's what Hunter did. He just rotated with the belt constantly. And he's doing that same logic with his Infinity Gauntlet. Like, literally.
So I heard that whole piece, and I think it's really like, because I didn't actually hear or find out what all that context was. Like, I didn't know it was Damian Priest who came out there and asked that, because Damian Priest made that same statement like on a SmackDown, backstage, right? And so the fact that Damian Priest was the one who came out there and prompted that, two things about that is stupid. Number one, for Triple H to say that is absolute dog shit and retarded. All right, I'm gonna say it. It's fucking stupid, because like he says, are you more over than Cody? Are you more over than CM Punk? All right, sure. You know why those people are over? Because they're getting their reps in. They're making promos. They're in good matches that have good story behind them, and they're not given I don't know, like shitty situations and stories and gimmicks kind of thing. And it's like, for him to say that, but then turn around and someone like Damian Priest and stick him with fucking R-Truth, because sure, a wrestler has to get himself over to a certain degree kind of thing, but also a wrestler has to work with what they're given. WWE is not AEW where the wrestlers run shit. You know what I'm saying? And so if this was AEW, then what he said there, I get it. It would make sense, because the wrestlers are in charge of whatever they do kind of thing. But it's like, for him to say that, but then be all like, yeah, but you can't tweet this. You can't go on social media and do that. You can't cut promos off to the side unless we write them for you and give them to you and say, read this verbatim. And if you go off script, you're getting no screen time. Like, what the fuck that look like? So it's like, I've been hearing people talk about this and people saying how dumb Triple H is for saying that and putting himself in that position to make such a statement is absolutely ridiculous. And so going back and relating this to this match kind of thing, like, because with what you kind of said, when I went into this match, as a fan, I'm thinking Io's got to take this. Then when she doesn't, which it was a good match, by the way, like nothing wrong with the match. I was legitimately surprised that they let Liv Morgan get this win over Io. But of course, there was also tomfoolery involved. So it's like, it does protect Io type situation. But it's just like, yeah, that whole Triple H thing, man, fucking retarded. It's stupid. It's absolute. It's bonkers, bro. Like, for him to say that shit. And then because now imagine the people backstage right now. It's like, that's what it is. Oh, okay. So if I just go out there and do what I want to try and get myself over, y'all gonna be cool with that, huh? That's what we doing. Look, talking about LA Knight. Look at him. He is easily can be considered more over than this one and that one. Why he ain't got no belt? Why he ain't ever had a belt? As a matter of fact, people constantly try to put him under the bus. Freaking Carmelo Hayes. He was plenty over when he showed up. And then now we're burying him and keeping him off of a pay-per-view like this. So it's just like, Triple H, the fuck are you talking about, dog? Like, all right, bro. All right. Listen.
Idiotic to say the least, but that's kind of also one of the reasons why Hunter hasn't been doing much press for the last couple of pay-per-views or PLEs, because he would get questions like this and he doesn't know how to answer them.
And that's the crazy thing, because this was Damian Priest who came out there and apparently asked that question. So it's one of those things where we know it's a work. It's not like it's not like they're doing what they used to do where people would, they'd have the media team, media show up and, hey, this person in the back, go ahead and give us your question. Yeah, you notice how they ain't started doing that shit ever since they brought Brock Lesnar back, right? For obvious reasons. But hey, Brock Lesnar has a pee fetish. That's him. We ain't gonna kink shame. But it's like, they stopped doing it because they didn't want to have those questions. They didn't want to get those Janelle Grant questions. I mean, Grant, it don't matter now because they're settling out of court. So I guess Vince McMahon's a free man, but hey, that's what money will do for you. But it's just like, how do you fuck this up and it's a work? Like, this wasn't a shoot. Him coming out there for this, they obviously planned this. Otherwise, that shit wouldn't have happened. And yet he comes out here and says that dumb shit, man. Goddamn.
I mean, I've with Damian Priest being on both AAA and, and I'm gonna say this, we're gonna go back to the match. With him having the issues with AAA, and then also, how he's being booked on regular WWE programming. I mean, him and Dom both said that it's weird how we're so strongly booked over at AAA, and when we come to WWE, we're like chopped liver, So a lot of people are obviously praising Taker currently with his creative, and Hunter's just getting the shit stick, and that's just going to keep happening because when you look at this match with Liv and Io, what did you expect? Io to go in there and somehow beat the Judgment Day and win the match? Fuck no. Okay, Judgment Day, I don't think was a part of the situation, or at least the match.
No, they were.
No, I mean, talking about King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, Queen of the Ring. No. not too.
Yeah, I
not
don't think
that
they
I
were
can
part.
remember.
I think it was a
But
straight
that was also
one-on-one.
because they all had matches that night too. So
True, but I still say that to say is that was a straight one-on-one, and if it shows that with how she won, if it was a one-on-one situation, Io would have won. So it kind of protected her a little bit.
yeah, kind of. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I do think like as far as like how the match went, Io was protected to a certain degree. There was some tomfoolery that was involved because, of course, Judgment Day did get involved. However, at the same time, they did really try to make it like it was like a little bit of involvement, but it's enough for it to still give the Judgment Day pass. But like they really did try to beat Io clean with Liv Morgan after not defending it for over 100 days, aka pulling a Jade Cargill +1. Let's make sure that the universe hears that because people was giving Jade major shit about holding on to the belt and not defending it in 100 days. But now Liv Morgan did the same thing and ain't nobody saying nothing.
It's causing trouble.
I'm just saying, y'all.
You know what? And Black
I'm just
Twitter is
saying.
probably gonna say something about that too.
And I'm like, I mean, like, I didn't want to make it about that, but I'm just saying, man. I'm just, if anything, she held it longer than Jade did before defending it. Because like Jade was like 100 and something. Like she was like in like almost like 110 or something like that before she like since WrestleMania she defended it. So it's like, but hey, is what it is. Match was good.
It is what it is.
I'm not mad at the outcome, but it was because it was a good match. It's straight.
That's another thing to take in consideration too, and it's just like the music industry. A person could be a terrible human being, but if they make good music, so what about the allegations? And that's pretty much what the situation is. Is that yeah, Io lost, but you got a good match, and fuck no, that's not what I care about here. I care about what makes sense, right?
But here's the other reason why I'm okay, because you said about the fact of it making sense. The reason why it does not bother me as much is because there was either going to be two ways they was going to go about this. Either they're just like, hey, we ain't got shit to do with her, so we're going to let Io take the belt. Or this is to set up this movement for Roxanne to be taken out of the Judgment Day and eventually try and fight Liv Morgan for the title. Because notice how they've been dogging Roxanne a little bit in the Judgment Day a little bit, and she's the one who Finn Balor brought in, and they didn't not trust in her and and now like everyone's got belts but her and kind of thing. And so what I'm thinking that they're going to do, I could be wrong, but what I'm thinking and feeling, and a lot of other people are thinking the same thing, is that this is going to lead to Roxanne getting the Money in the Bank and then eventually cashing it in on Liv Morgan to help destroy the Judgment Day team.
I would agree with you if they didn't do something very similar before, where it was either Money or the Bank or was it was Money in the Bank. And it was Raquel Rodriguez. What had happened was okay, it wasn't Money Bank. Raquel Rodriguez was getting a title shot for Stephanie Bakir, and Liv basically was saying, hey, I'm going for that belt. So if Raquel got the belt, that means we're going to fight each other, right? And there was no conflict, no issue. So if she gets Money in the Bank, I'm like, so unless Liv is being an egotistical person and saying, hey, yeah, I did the same shit to Raquel, but this is me. I'm Liv. Like, I can do that.
But what's different about that is the fact that during that particular time, she was the Royal Rumble winner. Therefore, it was already known. So it was like it was kind of like their little sisterly thing or whatever.
No. Because here's the thing. Liv has not chosen. Remember how she took 10 years to choose somebody? So this is around the time when Raquel Rodriguez, she was going for the title, right? And so she kind of hinted that she wasn't going to Jade. She was very much hinting that she was going to Stephanie. So there are multiple times where Liv is acknowledging the fact that Raquel could win this belt, but that's the belt she wants. And
but there's still that whole factor of that whoever would have had that belt. Let's say if she did get that belt, Wrestlemania was still coming. So it would be known, like she'd have to say, well, hey, when WrestleMania comes, I want to face you for the title type situation. Money in the Bank don't have to work that way. What's her name gets the Money in the Bank title, she's not going to pull a John Cena. She's going to cash it in when Liv Morgan done got her ass beat for whatever fucking reason. And she's going to take that belt. And plus, comparatively speaking, Liv Morgan actually cares about Raquel Rodriguez. Notice how everything that happens with Roxanne, it's like, it's Roxanne's fault that this happened and we lost type situation. Or, it's okay, Roxanne, you lost, but like, hey, it's fine. I won and she won, so everything's cool. Notice how like I think when they was talking on Raw, it was all like, we all have belts. Roxanne, you'll get one eventually type situation. She's like being put to the side because she's the one that Finn Balor brought in. And they've been slowly off and on trying to paint this picture that Roxanne is the redheaded stepchild of the Judgment Day. And that's why as soon as Liv Morgan won, I'm like, they're going to start building this thing up where Roxanne is going to get fed up that she's getting the ass end of everything on the Judgment Day. She's getting blamed for taking the pins and losing the matches for Judgment Day. So she's going to branch off and she's going to get that Money in the Bank and she's going to turn around and use it on Liv Morgan. And so that's where I'm at with that. And if they don't do that, then, well, fuck me, I guess, right?
There's that, and then there's somebody saying that she actually just might get another belt. You might put another belt on.
What belt?
That's
what belt
apparently
could she possibly get?
The only thing she could get is the other Intercontinental title, but not Intercontinental the US title. Excuse me.
Yeah, but she's on Raw. That's not gonna work.
You're right, but I'm going off of whatever Fightful Select. You know what I'm saying? That the direction is to somewhat put a belt on her at some point, so everybody in Judgment Day has belts, women wise. But Fightful Select is one of those sources apparently, and I'm also watching it off WrestleMania, and everybody else is kind of saying it too. But either way,
but it's one of those things like unless she breaks off of Judgment Day, that'd be the only way that could happen.
Well, no, they're getting ready to remove this whole fucking brand split thing. Like, everybody's going to be on every program.
Who said that shit?
Fightful Select.
Fightful pulling shit out their ass then, huh?
Apparently they're trying to get rid of the draft thing, or at least what certain, but only certain people are specifically on SmackDown. So like, I think one of the deals that they have with their with the network that has SmackDown on it, they'll be like, oh, we want Roman Reigns to be on here, so Roman Reigns needs to be on SmackDown or whatever. So they have specific rights, I won't say rights, but a request that this talent needs to be on our show specifically. And if they do show up on another one, that's cool every once in a while, but they better be on SmackDown. So I think Roman Reigns.
I've been hearing that foolishness in passing about the fact that, you know, like Netflix has to have Roman Reigns over here, and SmackDown has to have Cody Rhodes and stuff like
and
that.
CM Punk.
But it's like, it does not make sense for them to try and get, like, if they have that being a situation, right? And especially with like the current landscape, because it's like having a brand split makes sense for what we currently have, but but as soon as you start muddying it up and being like, okay, the brand split is gone, type deal. All right, so we need to kind of sort of consolidate some belts here, type thing. Because unless we're just going to keep 2 heavyweight titles, but anybody can go for whichever one, kind of thing. And it's like that, like they've kind of worked themselves into a corner here with that type of situation. But I mean, hey, I guess it's whatever. I feel as if, like, if that's the shit that's happening on the back end of WWE, no wonder the product is garbage.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the product is always going to be garbage currently because of advertisement. Advertisement is the priority. It's not the wrestling. And we can see that because every one of these matches are getting nothing but like 5 to 6, maybe even 9 minutes. And then there's a fucking ad. All right. Even one of the best matches of this fucking pay-per-view had an ad at the end of it. And we're going to get to it. We told each other, hey, man, we got one specific match we're going to just harp about and just talk shit about. Mine was the Liv Morgan and Io match because I personally did not like knowing what was going to happen. It's like watching a movie you've seen already and you're like, man, this is a really great movie. But that ending, no. Fucking hate that shit, man. It's literally how it feels.
Interesting, because it didn't bother me too much. I will say I was surprised. As a fan, I hated it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As a fan, I hated it. But I knew what was going to happen. Yeah,
but that's the thing. As a fan, I hated it because I wholeheartedly thought Io was going to win this. I thought it was a no-brainer for Io to win this. So it was like, you saw something that I didn't when it came to that piece.
I just saw you know how some people in the business, it's like, hey, you can win the first one, but I win the last one. It's not really a rubber match, but it's like, as cool, you win this one, it sets us up, boom, bam. Because, like, notice how immediately after the Queen of the Ring match, we automatically got the fucking poster of, hey, they're going against each other at SummerSlam. Bitch, I already know what's up now.
Well, she also, like, made it very clear that she was going to go up against her when she beat her, so.
You're correct. So, with that logic, then, if Io's winning it, and this is the weird part, because she couldn't have lost and then Liv, obviously go to the over, but like, knowing this situation now, okay, Io's winning. Oh, she won the first one? Cool. The second one, she's not winning that. And my brain said that because as much as this reign is very, as much as Liv is not defending this belt, she's not going to have a reign where she was having it for 100 days and her first defense, she loses it. That's not happening. Triple H loves his items too much to not make sure they don't win. So,
but I mean, Jade Cargill.
I mean, he did mention a few. You got to be more over than Jade, and I was like, everybody's more over than Jade. I'm sorry. And I love Jade. Don't get it twisted, but I'm like,
and that's why I said what he said is fucking stupid. It is mentally ill what he spoke, because, like, gotta be more over than Jade Cargill. All right. Problem is, Jade Cargill is not that over. You're just shoving her down everybody's throats because she looks like $1 million. All right. She's not that over.
She's China. I'm about to say she's not China. She's Jacqueline for you, bro.
No, I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even say that. Like, and I wouldn't say China either.
Well, no,
China
for him.
Was over. Jacqueline, she was over for the wrong reasons. Like,
hey man, look, Jacqueline could wrestle. All right, we know that.
Yes,
but
she could.
I get what you're trying to say.
Which is not what we could necessarily say about Jade, but
Damn. All right. And to say the least, guys, I mean, the match had great wrestling. I mean, this is Liv Morgan and Io Sky. I did like how that finish was. Like, I don't know if you know, she oversold.
No, she reversed it.
No. She oversold it. So like, whenever the first time she hit Io with it, and Io flipped with it, right? And she got
that
dazed.
was a reverse.
Nah, she sold it and she took damage.
Bro, that was a handstand, dog. Like that.
Bro,
and
I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. The first time she did it, but like when she was doing the finish, she hit her with 2 Oblivions.
So you're talking about the second Oblivion.
Yeah. But the first one, she did a flip. She like sold it. And then she hit her with a code breaker.
But that's the thing. So with that finish, right? When she did that first Oblivion, that was Io Sky reversing it, which is
I
why
have to look at that again because she hit her head and I didn't see her hands the second time.
No, that was her trying to counter. She was and it's funny because I see so many people are getting that wrong. That was a counter. That was a counter. And that's why she hit her with the double knees, which then made her bounce off. And then she actually finished it. Cause that's why, like, when she hit that counter, I was all like, oh snap, here's the finish. Io's about to do it to her. Oh snap, I'm fucking wrong. Io just lost.
But
go back and watch.
I'm gonna have to do that because I could have sworn she took damage. Anyway, when we go into match 2, if anybody can say what is the bathroom break match, unfortunately, it's this one.
No, Fatal Influence versus the Bella Twins, and that's the bathroom break.
You're right. So I forgot about that match being on there.
There's a reason.
But the next
Don't
match,
disrespect
yes, it is
LA Knight like that. What's the problem?
Well, okay, but if it wasn't, if they were not, if Fatal Influence was off this one, then it would have been that still.
I
still feel like every other match is better than this match.
So here's the thing. Whether if every other match was quote unquote better than this match was good.
It was, but if you had to choose one of them to go to the bathroom, it would have been that match for me.
No.
Remove Fatal Influence match.
If you're trying to say that if I had no choice but to take a piss and shit during a match,
yes,
I would have picked Gunther versus Nick Aldis, to be honest with you.
That's what I like that match. That was a good match.
But that's the problem. It doesn't matter how much I like the match in this particular case. Because even then, like the fatal influence versus like the
I said
the
remove
Bellas
that.
match.
I said we're moving.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is like I didn't necessarily think that match in itself was bad or anything like that. But it's like, but as far as these matches that we have, I'm like, the reason why I'm not is because of the matches that are on here, there was some type of story going into it. So I needed to see where this one was going to go.
Okay, so you're looking at it in the positives of like, where does the story take us next?
Correct. There was, because when you look at how this match has formed, there's been constant story and build up towards this match. This match turned, number one, this match turned Solo Sikoa not to just a babyface, but into a fucking star, apparently. He went from being booed out of the fucking building to like now he is, everyone loves Solo right now type thing. Freaking Royce Keys is Royce Keys. I can't really say too much about him. But then there's also the fact that LA Knight, which would have been the reason why I'm watching this match, because I'm an LA Knight fan. And so it's like, when you take the fact that LA Knight's in this match, yeah, I'm going to watch that. Solo Sikoa is now this babyface. So yeah, I'm trying to see where that goes. And then of course, I fuck with Jacob Fatu. And so, no, I'm not skipping this match.
Personally, I'm I think a bit over with seeing LA Knight deal with the bloodline. And so that's why I'm just like, we already know what story is being told there. Maybe the only thing I can care about was that Solo is developing himself as a babyface and the audience is loving. And that is the only reason why I feel the need to watch this match. But this is literally the same match or same story that's been going on for 6 months that literally has no resolution. It's just literally at one point, even Roman Reigns finally said it on Raw, "Hey yo, we're done with LA Knight. We're done." Because it's like, what are we telling outside of letting the fact that LA should be facing Roman at this point, but he's just still dealing with the lackeys.
Which that was also talked about on Raw, because the part you left out was the fact that he told them, y'all done dealing with LA Knight, I'll deal with it.
Yes.
Roman Reigns said that he will deal with it, kind of thing. And the reasons why, for me, when it came to this match, is like, number one, because LA Knight is in this match, and LA Knight is like 90% of the driving force in this match dealing with the bloodline, and considering their backstory that they've had, and then leading up until they kind of sort of like adapted up, kind of made up for that shit, just for the dumbass Usos to go back to being the lackeys for Roman Reigns, and LA Knight is the only person like looking with his third eye, because it's all like, what the fuck are you Usos doing? What are y'all doing? What do y'all? I thought we was done with that, and now you're going back to this shit.
Exactly.
The fuck is your problem? And it's like, so that part of the story, like, I get where you're coming from, saying that you're tired of seeing them go at each other, but the reasons why it does in this particular case, the reason why this does not bother me and it doesn't feel as egregious is because there is a particular story and reasons why we're doing this again. Because it's LA Knight not understanding why when Roman shows up, these guys just go to sucking him off like the way that they do. And so LA Knight is trying to understand and figure that shit out. And the Usos are just like, well, it's family stuff. It's family. You know, they sounding like goddamn Fast and Furious right now. Toretto's. And so it's like, with that being the case, and now we had Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys, who are also dealing with them and them coming together. It's just the idea of seeing them come and then wanting to see where it leads on the back end. So the main piece is the fact that the only reason why, outside the fact that I'm an LA Knight guy, that I liked and I wanted to see this match, and I'm not pissing during this match. Granted, I did, but I took the phone with me. But the
fact that you actually can recall it.
But it's
I think what I'm saying,
but it's like the story is what made me lock in for this match to see where does this end after.
Personally felt like, because they have just constantly kept doing it, I would just prefer LA to be doing something else. Like, if he could had a feud with CM Punk, even though I know he's technically on Raw, but like just have him doing something else besides constantly going against the bloodline. If it's not, and we already know, if he ever gets a match with Roman, he's taking the pin. So I'm on the situation of, I don't, as much as I love LA Knight's character, I want to see finally LA Knight doing something that says, finally, you have recognized the fact that he is over. He needs the strap, right? And he's not gonna be Roman Reigns. And he, in a situation, it's more believable if he possibly beat Punk, but he's definitely not beating Roman.
See, but that's the issue, is the fact that the issue is exactly what you said, is the fact of them recognizing he is over. And that is the problem, is the fact that he is easily more over than many people that are there. He is in a caliber, and maybe this is just my opinion, but LA Knight is in a caliber that if you gave him the belt right fucking now, the WWE universe will self-destruct and he will be the one of the biggest names since Attitude Era person here. Okay? Because he has so much momentum. People have been on his back and rooting for him and giving him the biggest pops of the night for at least 4 years now. All right? Honestly, when LA Knight, the biggest pop of the world would have been when LA Knight fought Roman Reigns originally. When he fought him originally for the title. If he would have won right then, LA Knight would be a made man and we'd be watching LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes right now. But they didn't do it. And since then, LA Knight has been constantly relevant, getting the biggest pops every single time, but they're not doing anything with him. And the only thing I could possibly root it to is the fact that he has to have some kind of heat backstage. Someone backstage doesn't like LA Knight. That's the only thing that makes sense, because that is the only reason why you would see someone getting the merch sales, getting the pops. God damn it, he's in commercials. All right? For him to get all of that and he not have a title, what's the word that they what's the phrase that they call it? It is
Being blackballed?
No. I've seen it. Creative malpractice. That's the phrase. It is creative malpractice that he is not a champion or hasn't been a champion at least twice now, kind of thing. And it's one of those deals where it's like, it's not LA Knight's fault. LA Knight just gets put in shitty situations. And so it's like, once again, oh, he's got to be over than Cody, more over than Cody Rhodes, or are you more over than Roman Reigns? Yes, he is more over than both of them, and you still didn't put him in the rotation. Shut the fuck up, Triple H. God.
I personally feel like he may not just like either the character, his look, or something, but needless to say, again, the match was okay, but I personally just would like to see LA Knight doing something better. Listen, and that's kind of why
that is the WWE universe. That is the wrestling universe.
Exactly. And that's why I didn't care for this match, because it's a story I've been getting for almost the last 7 months. So whatever outcome that was going to come from this match is going to be literally the same thing. He's going to win the match, and later on, he's going to end up doing something again with the bloodline. Oh, no, now he has a match with Fatu. Oh no, now he has a match with one of the Usos. It's like, bro, I'm done. So that's why I didn't really care for this match, because the only thing that was actually good was seeing what Solo was doing and how the crowd is getting behind him. But the story, it's the same shit. Same shit. That's why I really didn't care about it. But besides this match, next up was the match you didn't really like that much. Or I'm not saying I don't know if you saying you didn't like this match as much, but you definitely didn't see it as of a higher caliber than the last match. So that is Gunther and Nick Aldis. So personally, how did you feel about this match?
And the match was fine. So the reason why that this match was not as a higher bid, granted, I love Gunther, but Gunther is ice cold right now. Nobody cares about Gunther. And then I did find the whole thing between Gunther and Aldis, interesting. And, but it's like, I've also never watched Nick Aldis wrestle in my life. So I don't know what to expect. There is nothing for me to base Nick Aldis on outside of seeing him in his wonderful suits that he wears when he's on SmackDown, kind of thing. Now, of
Yeah, because
course,
I don't think he was watching AEW whenever he went against Cody.
no, I did not. I was
Okay.
not watching AEW when he went against Cody, and I was also not watching TNA when he was on TNA being Magnus and stuff. So it's
And
like,
obviously you didn't watch the NWA, so yeah, you
I
pretty
mean,
much have
who
no.
watches NWA?
Well, when he was there was actually people watching. I mean, like it
were
wasn't
you?
huge numbers, but
Were you?
people were watching.
Were you?
I watched a little bit of it.
When was that? Like when?
So around the time when Cody was in AEW was when Nick Aldis was there, and he was their champion for like. He was
It
a
was like
champion
over
for a long
1,000
time.
something days or something, right?
Yeah. He was their champion for a while. He was the face of their company. So whenever he left and ventured out to WWE, it was a big blow to NWA because he was one of their biggest draws.
I mean, I guess it had to be since like we legitimately don't hear shit about NWA anymore. The only thing I know about NWA is the fact that I know one of the original members of the Spirit Squad, I think, was champion for a minute, or he had a belt at least. And I know Elijah Burke is there. That's about it.
Yeah, and then you have not Titus. What was his name? The Funkadactyl. What's his name?
Tyrant. You might be referring to when they called him Tyrannus.
Yeah, but he was there. He actually was the champion for a while, and people hated that. People thought that was the death of the NWA at that point.
I think, well, I know it also had a lot to do with his political views and all this other shit, because he's really
that is
politics.
a part of it, but it's more so he's a shit wrestler, a lot of people were saying.
Oh, okay. I mean, which I remember all of that, but that was like early 2020s.
Yeah.
Right?
And
Yeah.
when he got the belt, people were like, yo, you just stained it with a guy who can't wrestle. So like we're not gonna credit you for anything anymore.
Yeah, I do recall that.
But
I mean, as far as this match was though, like, I mean, so it would have meant more to me, especially after the back end, right? Because sure, it was a good match, great graps, good to watch. I understand the hype behind Nick Aldis and everything. You know, I now want to go back and see him when he was Magnus, because you know our boy Cecil, he was really big on Magnus. Like he used to talk about him all the fucking time. I just
saw
never.
You was there that night. Jeff Hardy he got hit with the cage door and then he fell on the steps because I was there. You remember that when Jeff Hardy was in that cage match and he got hit in the face with the steel cage and he falls like shoulder first on the fucking steel steps?
Maybe. Why was that him?
That was when Magnus won the belt. Like he won that belt that night in a ladder match. Okay,
I didn't see that.
Got it. Because I remember being there and I remember him winning afterwards.
I fell off when like I fell off with TNA like deep aces and eights type shit. Like when aces and eights was like the big story. So like I stopped watching TNA back when like Hulk Hogan was still there. So like it's like
damn.
But it's like I'm talking this is like tail end, like he like when Bubba Ray was supposed to be, I'm sorry, Bully Ray was dating Brooke Hogan and all this shit. Like that was around the time where I fell off of TNA because it was stupid. It was bad. So like everything after that, you know, like I missed most of when Bobby Lashley was there. I didn't see any of Drew McIntyre when he was there.
Yeah, I wasn't there for Drew either. I mean, I saw it, but I was like, "Oh, look, it's true." Okay. But
yeah.
This match was pretty decent. I mean, it was a great introduction to the audience for Magnus. If you never seen Magnus before, Nick Aldis. You said Magnus, now it's in my brain. For the world to be introduced to Nick Aldis, and he does his finish is a Texas Cloverleaf. But I know certain submissions aren't the biggest hypes nowadays. Like people don't really get rowdy for submissions depending on who it is. But for the audience not to know really a lot of his move sets, or I think what CM Punk hates that. Don't call moves move sets.
Really?
Yeah, he hates that. He actually got on Hangman Adam Page from saying I have one of the best move sets, and he was like, "Bro, like don't be corny, man." Like, and so KO, like literally the next day, I think it was like on Raw or something like that. He said something about like I have one of the best move sets, and he did that to piss off Punk, which is what I was talking about before on SmackDown. We got real fucking tension in this feud, and it looks fucking fun. But not much to say about Nick Aldis and Gunther. I mean, it was a good match. WWE's already talking about that's not his one and done match. He may not be a full time, but he is going to be at least doing maybe another match in the future.
Well, he's got to get his shit rocked by Drew McIntyre.
That too.
He's got to with Drew, like in the perfect world, right? This match would have happened. Drew McIntyre would have showed up again. Because a lot of people say the fact that this match only happened because Drew McIntyre went off to do movies.
Yes.
Kind of thing. Because you remember how they was literally how they just kind of, they rushed this one. But like they was building Drew McIntyre and Nick Aldis to make it look like Drew McIntyre and Nick Aldis were about to scrap hard. And so... like, I feel as if the next time we see him in the ring is going to be against Drew McIntyre. It has to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes the most sense, honestly. And
which is also kind of sort of where like my one gripe with this match is the fact that I'm like, so you're telling me we got all of that just for him to be like, you're reinstated. All right, whatever, bro. All right.
Yeah, no, it was definitely. He was trying to be professional, as you could say.
Which is fine, but he reinstated him as a general manager. Nah, nigga, giving that nigga his boots. Like, all right, Nick Aldis, let's see what you got, bro. Get that WWE champion. You can get over than you can be more over than Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna doubt that. I'm not gonna doubt that. He was called the national treasure for a reason. Let's see if he can hang with the best of them. But good match. Nothing too much to brag about or talk about. Match 4, we got Fatal Influence versus the Bella Twins and Paige. Yeah.
I'm happy for this match because finally Paige can go do Paige shit.
She's going to be feuding with the Bellas now.
As Paige, not Paige with the Bellas.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like...
Listen, this is the send-off part, all right? Because we brought her into the company. Cool. Saraya is back. Now we can call her Paige again. However, I really like the name Saraya, but that's besides the point, all right?
Saraya is like that exotic girlfriend name that you're like, bruh, what's her name? Saraya. Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like What white girl from Great Britain is named Saraya? That's like, you hear Saraya, you're thinking some caramel skin, long, straight hair, fucking fat ass, big tit. Like, come on, like that. Granted, Paige checks all those boxes. She's just porcelain white instead. Like, so it's like,
yeah, she is quite fair skinned. Quite fair skinned.
Porcelain white. Porcelain.
Snow White. Either way, when it comes to this match, I didn't expect the finish. I didn't expect the Bella Twins to turn on her, but it was kind of like, just like how you said, whenever the match ended and, Nikki Bella turned on her, I was like, yeah, Paige can go do her own fucking thing now, but that fucking thing is going to be now her feuding with the Bellas. But
just for Brie to break her fucking collarbone or whatever shit that she did.
Well, yeah, Brie, she did that, but it can still be a one-on-one match between her and
which that is fine, but it also, like, it's one of those things like, okay, she's feuding with the Bellas. Never mind. She's just feuding with Nikki. Drat.
Which is funny. So I don't know if this is like a curse situation because Nikki just got off from being injured, and now
Yes.
Brie is injured.
It's one of those things where it's like, in my mind, I'm like, so what you're telling me is that the Bellas got no business rolling around the ring right now. They out here breaking like plastic in this bitch, bro.
Damn.
And only one of them is.
Damn.
And this is coming from someone who is part of the Bella army, all right? It is what it is.
Well, not much to say about this match, Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige. I mean, outside of Paige being outside of the ring for half of the match, I don't know if you ever noticed that, but like she will literally get hit and then she'll be out the ring for like a good 2-3 minutes and then get back on the apron, gets knocked off. She's gone for another couple of minutes. So some people were speculating that either she was just not doing well or she just wasn't really supposed to be a part of this match like that. I guess, I don't know, but for a good portion.
Ultimately, she wasn't even supposed to be a part of anything it is that's going on. Freak, the only reason why she showed up was because of the fact that, well, we gotta have somebody win the tag team titles. And Nikki's leg is busted, so what's the throw Paige in there? I mean, they'll get a good pop, right?
And it did.
Yeah, and it got a good pop. Mission accomplished. Shitty match, but hey, you know what? We got the pop though. And you know what Triple H likes? Moments. And we got one. And as far as he's concerned, complete cinema. So
I think it's that old age, man. I think it's that Vince McMahon growing in him. And he used to be booking stuff back in Attitude Era. So, you know, he started to become a tyrant. But
this ain't the podcast for that moment. For the statement I'm about to make, this isn't the podcast for that.
How about this? Set it up with what you're about to say, and I'll use it as a clip for like in the future.
Listen, I think Triple H is a puppet right now, okay? I feel, and this is like tinfoil hat on, some people will probably disagree, but there's a part of me that feels that the WWE that we're seeing that Triple H is the face of, this is not Triple H's WWE. Triple H has TKO up his ass doing the puppet master thing. So all this stuff that he's doing, all this dumb shit that he's saying, all of these moves that he's making, he's not making them because he wants to. He's making them because he has to, because everything that he is currently doing is what puts the most money in TKO's pocket right now. If it was possible, I wholeheartedly believe in my heart of hearts, if TKO just dropped WWE and like Shane McMahon came through and he's like, I want to buy the property WWE from you, and then WWE became Shane McMahon's or any rich motherfucker, but more specifically a McMahon, all right? If it stayed in the family, okay, I feel we would instantly see the changes between what WWE was or currently is and what it could be. Now, there is also a part of me that also feels that even if someone like Shane McMahon or if Triple H decided to just take the company for himself, removed from TKO and all the stuff that comes with TKO, there is a part of me that also feels that WWE has been burned so badly by the corporate stuff that if he did do that, it'd be extremely hard to heal the wounds that TKO has applied to WWE.
Well, I would kind of disagree with that. And matter of fact, you know, I'm gonna shush because you did say you don't want to harp on it too long. But I'm gonna put a pin on that because I kind of disagree. So, but we can go into the preliminary, which is going to be CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes as our next matchup. This was a big fight, feel. I did like the Street Fighter intro. I really wish he would have came out to like I know Cody's theme song is the reason why everybody definitely loves seeing Cody.
Hey, something,
But that
Cody Rhodes.
fucking helmet, oh my god.
Listen, God bless him, but Cody Rhodes has horrible taste.
He don't got it in women though. Shit, that motherfucker spitting right there. But
listen, no. As a matter of fact, none of the Rhodes do.
You're right. You are right. The Rhodes know how to pick.
Dusty Rhodes only fuck with bad bitches.
And Dustin too.
Dustin Rhodes. Oh, exclusively only fucks with bad bitches. And Cody Rhodes, Brandy, goddamn, be a beautiful individual, making fantabulous kids. I understand, Cody. I understand.
I probably been like Montez 4 right now. They'd be like number 5 if it was me. But that's just me.
Yeah, 3 ain't enough.
Shit. 3 ain't.
I like how I like how that was a slow burn.
Yo, that shit. I mean, I didn't think of it, but once you said it, it was like 3 ain't enough. 3 ain't enough. Oh shit. Oh man, good gimmicks. But I like the intro of this match. I did like the Street Fighter intro. You know, me obviously big Street Fighter. Cabinets right here.
Hindsight being 2020, this absolutely should have been the main event.
Yes, because when we go into the next match, it did not live up to the hype. But Cody versus CM Punk, it definitely had big match feel. At first, I legit thought CM Punk was just gonna walk down to the ring to his own audience, no music, which I was like, ain't no fucking way. But as he just kept going, I was like, is this nigga actually about to not come out to the ring to fucking Cult of Personality right now? Oh, these people will be so pissed if you did not play the. Okay, there we go. All right.
He did his, because he did this when he was in Chicago, where he had his little build up and all that other stuff and everything. Yeah,
but he had already started walking and everything, and I'm like, okay, normally it's like you do something and but like he did a clobbering time, everything, and I'm like, he normally is doing this when the music's playing. Is this motherfucker?
It's how people are calling it. It's the Aura Farm, you know.
Lame. Anyway, despite what we believe, this definitely should have been the main event. 100%. Definitely great storytelling. Some really good spots between. I really need Cody to stop using the fucking Cody cutter, bro. Stop. It never looks good. It looks like somebody might be accidentally trying to backdrop you. I don't know. It's never a stunner. It's never a cutter. I don't know what the fuck it is. It looks like you take more damage sometimes because you're falling on the wrong side. It just Cody cutter, just stop it. Period. You can't hit the move. Just don't. And I did like the Punk spot where he was trying to do the elbow drop onto Cody on the table. He took 10 years, so obviously he wasn't gonna hit it. Also, you, CM Punk, I'm gonna look at you. Never hit another moonsault in your life. Never. I don't know if you thought you were Brock Lesnar for like 2 seconds, bro, but never in your years, my guy. Don't.
Yeah, the moonsault was kind of rough.
Don't. Kind of, bro. He almost checked Cody in the head with his knee. Okay, his knee.
It was kind
If
of
he
rough.
was just an inch off, his crotch would hit him in the face. It was like, bro, no. It was just not a good idea. And I understand the spirit of the moment. You was like, oh man, this match is probably hype. I'm gonna call this on the fly. I'm gonna do a moonsault. And it's like, where was your ego in
CM
your
Punk
brain?
was feeling himself, and he realized real quick that, oh shit, I'm 48, ain't I? Well, sorry, Cody.
Well, at least he tried to protect Cody from, like, he realized, oh shit, this might be bad, or he just really did not turn his body properly. Either way, it was bad. So
yeah, he fucked that. He fucked it. He freaked it.
Randy Orton also returns, and he had to help Cody with the cue of, Cody, look at me, Cody, look at me. Okay, let me help you. I don't know if you noticed that, but Cody was he was not wanting to notice Randy Orton so he could actually hit the RKO properly.
Listen, I think so. Ultimately, when it came to this match, this was a match that, to me, was a little weak on the build. But when they executed the match, I was like, a pay-per-view match on a pay-per-view. Here we go. This feels right. Okay, I like that. And then Randy Orton showing up, I'm like, even better, because now we have a reason for Cody Rhodes to be distracted and not thinking about the title, which is now we can have story, and we can do the thing that stories do, which is expand on character and personality, and make us actually care about the match, and all these things that spells out wrestling, because that's what you need in wrestling for it to actually be important. Looking at you, AEW. So this was good. This was great. It was a fine match. Should have been the main event.
Yes, because the main event was Oba Femi versus
Brock Lesnar.
And
so here's my bit.
Okay.
When it comes to this match, right? And here's the problem with corporate TKO. All right. You know what would have made this match perfect? If they would have got rid of the Hell in a Cell and just said this was a no holds barred match. Imagine if this match looked exactly the same way it did. I'm talking move by move, frame by frame, moment by moment, spot by spot. And you do all of that, but you take away that Hell in a Cell cage and you just say it's a no holds barred match. We would be glazing this match, like probably over glazing, because they did not do anything worth Hell in a Cell. And what makes this worse, right? Because we don't even have to talk about past Hell in a Cell, all right? Let's not even think about Hell in a Cell matches of old. We can go to within the last 5 years. Hell, the last 3 years. The last Hell in a Cell we had was actually last year. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. What they did in that match is exactly what a Hell in a Cell match needs to look like in WWE in this day and age. All right? Like, that match was the right amount of blood, the right amount of carnage, and the right amount of sequences and activity that should be going on in a Hell in a Cell match. Like, if I was trying to get somebody into wrestling and I did not want to be an old head and use the Attitude Era, Undertaker versus Mankind, I'd show him that Hell in a Cell match. That Hell in a Cell match is the definition of what Hell in a Cell is. It is the definition of why you use a Hell in a Cell match, and it is the definition of how you should perform in a Hell in a Cell. What we got with Obafemi, I'll be honest with you. If we would have reviewed this match the night that it happened, I would have gave it praise. Not only would I have gave it praise, I would have let it pass. I would have let them pass on what they did. But because we're doing this later and the hindsight has set in, because at the time I was like, I accept this match. This match is okay. Like it was good. They did some things. But then as I let it sit and I let it stew and I think about the things that happened in that match, you know, the fact that they did not use the cage, the fact that Obafemi with the finish, he powerbombed Brock Lesnar.
He apparently botched it too.
But not on the exposed part of the ring. Like, there was absolutely egregious, number one. Like, now granted, I guess one could argue and be all like, nah, that makes Oba look stronger because he didn't have to use the other part of the ring. Sure, but at the same time, if you look at what we were getting going into this match with the name calling and, you know, literally Brock Lesnar locking him in the cage and all this other stuff, and it's like, you're locked in there, boy! Like, all this shit, like, it's one of those moments where at the time I was letting it slide, but now that I'm looking at it, it's like, listen, Oba, you did not properly get your revenge. Compared to when you look at what Brock Lesnar did to him and then what he did to Brock Lesnar, Oba didn't do nearly enough to get his just deserves. And because of that, like I said, a week ago, I would have been willing to let it go and let bygones be bygones and be like, I mean, for what we got and considering who it was, which there is still a part of me that feels that way, because I'm like, the fuck did you expect out of Brock Lesnar at the end of the day?
And you got a point there. It's just like the way they were building this up. You would have definitely expected blood. And you know, one of the things I've noticed in any of Obafemi's matches, he's never bled.
That was my original gripe. A week ago, the only complaint I would have gave this match is the fact that Oba needed to get color. He needed to bleed. I feel that it would have meant a whole lot more if Oba actually bled. Especially after he got tombstoned on the hardwood. Like, that would have made so much. That would have been, could you imagine he hit that tombstone on the hardwood and he kicks out, and then when he gets up again, he's fucking, like, that shit would have been raw. That would have hyped it type thing. But we didn't.
You know, I mean, despite the botch finish to an extent, and
now why you say botched?
Because he was supposed to hit him on the exposed.
I don't think he was going to. I don't think he was going to do that.
No, what? So he had stated that when he was trying to get him in position, he was going to move over to that spot, but he lost his gripping, like stepping down. And so he was like, if I do it and I fuck this up right now, point blank, he's thinking in the moment, what should I do? Should I risk it and try it? Or should I just do it here and not fuck up? I'd rather not fuck up, because you can see Brock, he's looking and noticing I'm not on the exposed. What the fuck? Because he reaches for the exposed wood.
So he actually said that he messed it up? Okay. Well, that's good to know, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I was under the impression because with the way that seemed, and I'm like, the only reason why I didn't even think about the fact of him that being, because it looked like it was a perfect power bomb.
Yeah,
but
it
in my
looked like
mind,
it, yeah.
I was like, I bet Brock Lesnar told him not to do it.
Nah, that
I
was
was
that
like-
was the agreed finish. Was he was supposed to hit it, and it was supposed to make it look devastating, like Brock got hit on the exposed wood.
And that's why to me it felt flat, because it was like, because it also, in my mind, it also kind of made Brock Lesnar look bad, because I'm like, because that was only one fall from grace, if I'm not mistaken. No,
only one.
Yeah, because he started to do one and then he reversed it. So it's like Brock Lesnar F5'd him 4 times, tombstoned him on the
it was like 5.
up teen times.
Yeah.
He F5'd him up teen times, tombstoned him on hard wood, and Brock Lesnar lost to just a normal fall from grace, not on a chair, not regular. Either Brock Lesnar a bitch,
or they're protecting his finish.
No, protecting of it, bro. We don't do that shit around here no more, dog.
They might be trying to give it the fallen angel. Not
Nah.
fallen angel. Fuck it. One wing angel.
Nah. And even the one MJF kicked that shit. Like,
no,
yeah,
I gotta see that. He kicked out of the one wing angel.
Yes, he did. Now, granted, I'm being a little facetious because there was some shenanigans and shit that was in that.
I'm about to say, like, there's never been like a 1-2 kick out for one wing. It's like you get hit, you're done.
But nah, we don't protecting finishes. Look at this nigga. Like, got me looking at you like Solo.
What? That's what maybe they're trying to do with WWE, because every time he's hit it, it's a one and done. So, but that was night one. Personally,
bring up that night 2.
Night 1 was all right. That was an appetizer to the meal that was night 2. Night 2 opener began with the original match that was supposed to be Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn, but Nick Aldis suddenly is reinstated back as GM, and he says, bygones be bygones. Gunther, I'm actually going to include you in this match too. And then Gunther says, well, fuck yeah, thank you. You know what? Water under the bridge. And then we get, to me personally, the best moment of the weekend for me. And it was seeing KO return. And knowing KO return, it was so good to see him back, because, as you know, KO has always been I've always had his shirts. I've always had, like, KO is my dude, because as one of those people who's seen him as Kill Sting Kill, and then to see him here, and then, he obviously hasn't had the belt in over 10 years, which is crazy to say. He has not had the heavyweight title in 10 years. That finally, in the storyline, he might actually be getting that belt.
He ain't getting that goddamn belt.
Man, I'm still gonna hope, bro, because, like, it would be a moment of, if you know the real story between Punk and KO, I'm just going to give you a short version of it. These are two people who ideally respect each other as wrestlers, but they sometimes do shit that's like, I respect you, but nigga, fuck you at the same time. And one example was, again, CM Punk respects KO as a wrestler, but he's like, man, you be going out there and wrestling in shirts, bro. Like, you shouldn't be doing that, man. Like, if you're just gonna do it, just rock it with the gun out. And so, instead of going out there and rocking a shirt that match, he just wore his singlet. And so KO comes to the back and says, hey, are you fucking satisfied? And so CM Punk apparently gets extremely pissed off and just cusses him out. And that was the sign of, like, hey, I respect you, but also nigga, fuck you at the same time. And it would be just little moments here and there of them just picking at each other. But obviously, the nail in the coffin was the brawl out, where you are now fighting his homeboys, and he really can't do shit about it. Like, he's not there, he can't defend him, he can't fight with him. And so, despite them respecting each other as wrestlers, but not liking some of the decisions that one or the other makes or presents themselves as, when you saw the promo battle this Friday, there was a lot of tension connected to it. I don't know if you noticed that.
I haven't watched yet, so.
Oh, yeah, watch that promo.
I haven't watched SmackDown.
Yeah, watch that promo, because there's some tension there, and the audience knows it. Well, not fully, but you can see it straight up. But to know that KO was in this match, and the fact that he fucking won, and it put us in this situation of KO versus CM Punk. I will say this much: is Punk had best feud of the year last year. I promise you, if WWE does not fuck this up, and Phil, since KO just keeps calling him Phil, if Phil could go up to Hunter and says, "Hey, you gotta let me and KO just go." Like, I understand you don't want us to say certain things, but like, let us actually throw pipe bombs at each other. And I promise you, this will be solid TV, because this has potential to be feud of the year.
I don't think you said anything wrong there. I actually could agree that if they let Punk and KO cook properly, CM Punk will now have the top 2 best matches to happen in WWE this year, because as shitty as WrestleMania was, Punk and Roman was pure cinema.
Tore the house
If
down.
there was anything that we can at least give WrestleMania, outside the fact that it sucked, was that Roman Reigns and Punk did their thing. Thinking as far as this though, and this is extremely because Kevin Owens is a ridiculously great wrestler. And so, since Kevin Owens is such a great wrestler, it's only if booking fucks this up. And I feel because it's Kevin Owens, booking has to really try to fuck this up. And so, in regards to this match, what I think I liked about this match was just the fact that it set it up. And this is me without watching SmackDown at this point, but it set up so many potential story beats, because now Gunther is probably still pissed at Nick Aldis because he kind of sort of screwed him in this case, because he threw Kevin Owens in there. Obviously, the Kevin Owens and CM Punk situation. Sami Zayn got screwed over yet again. Sami Zayn is going to lose his mind. And so there's so many things that this opening match did that set up for most of the people who are in this match. So it's like, I'm interested to see where this goes, which is why I was like, I did need to watch SmackDown. I just couldn't.
No, I mean,
and then there was Finn Balor, but
Yeah, there was a Finn Balor, and thank goodness he didn't take the pin. I did not want to have to revert him back to Finn Balor. He is right now Finn. He is Finn, and I want to keep him at Finn. Hey. Finn stays Finn. He's not Pin anymore. Next match, which there is a lot of
conversation about how this match was good for Baron Corbin because he was very professional in how he handled this match and just kind of going on the fly. And obviously Trick did his thing, but Lil Yachty, a lot of people were very frustrated how Lil Yachty was missing his cues. And I'm like, man, he's not. And
Dude,
we've already had this conversation, huh?
I must not have been paying attention. I didn't know he was missing cues.
Yeah, there was a spot where, if you don't notice, where Baron Corbin and Trick are in the middle of the ring, and this was a part where Little Yachty was supposed to come up and hit him with a kendo stick. So he's like, yo, where the fuck is Yachty? Like, and so he rushes to the rope, and then that's when Yachty hits him with a stick. And then also Yachty couldn't take a table bump. People were very upset at that because he slid off the table.
See, I don't blame him for that part because
Exactly.
you know, because I am the table. But like,
yeah,
I mean,
I don't see an issue for a manager to not look or take a bump properly. I mean, fucking, what's his name in FTR? Stokely. He's taking terrible bumps, and he's a manager. Sometimes he misses the bump entirely.
yeah,
But-
managers are supposed to take shitty bumps.
Yeah.
That's what makes it look like it hurts more.
It's like,
But-
damn, bro, you didn't take that safe. That shit had to hurt. So, but
So
everybody's
my
picking
issue
on
with
him.
this match is what the whole pay-per-view did suffer from was the fact that like there wasn't a whole lot of time for me to care. Like, now granted, I will also admit I have not been watching SmackDown. So I didn't have much stock in this match to begin with. So there was that.
I find it
I
funny
will say,
that
I
you
was
watch Raw and I
surprised.
watch SmackDown.
Huh?
I find it funny that you watch Raw and I watch SmackDown because sometimes I don't watch Raw, but I watch SmackDown.
So the IRL reason why I don't watch SmackDown is because like 97% of the time Fridays I'm being a DM for D&D. So I'm rolling dice on Fridays. And usually I'll just try to remember to watch SmackDown on Saturday. But what also happens is usually we record our podcasts on Saturdays. So it's like I end up not having time to watch SmackDown for the podcast. And then once the podcast happened, I'm like, well, fuck it, I don't need to watch SmackDown now. Oh, man. But I am going to start trying to tune back into it. But yeah, like this match was kind of like it's whatever, you know. This I probably would have taken my piss break on this match.
I would have too.
I would have taken the piss break and completely missed the match.
Damn.
Well, because it was like a 10-minute match, like a 9-minute match.
Yeah,
like,
it apparently went longer than it was supposed to. Yeah, it did.
What was supposed to be 3 minutes? Like, what the fuck? 3-minute warning in
Apparently
this
it was supposed
bitch?
to be shorter than that because again,
That's
WWE doesn't
crazy.
care.
Could you imagine? So if it was supposed to be shorter than 9 minutes, then what you're telling me is they were going to bury Trick Williams? Nah.
I don't think they were going to bury him. I think again, it's mainly because some of the spots that Yachty was supposed to be at. If he was obviously going to be the reason why he lost that match, and technically he was the reason. But overall,
And if that was the case, they didn't do a great job of. I mean, maybe that's why it ended up being fucked up. But it's like if they would have beaten Trick Williams in that matter of time, I've been like, damn. So Trick Williams is not over like Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns and CM Punk.
yeah, my boy
Got
it. Yeah, T. All right. My boy is like, man, hey yo, man, fuck you, Hunter. That's what
Bro,
he said.
Do you see how stupid of a statement that is, though?
Absolutely.
Do you see it? Like,
Absolutely.
That's what it's like. Obviously, Finn Balor ain't over like Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. That's why we keep fucking pinning him and doing him dirty. He ain't shit until he puts the paint on.
He would do amazing in AAA right now.
Well, yeah, he's got his little puppet guy. So, like, you know.
I mean, like, just him as Finn Balor.
Like I said, he's got the little puppet thing, you know. That's over. Oh, well, minus the puppet, then he damn sure ain't over like Cody Rhodes.
No, I'm talking about in AAA. If he went to AAA and he was just Balor, he would be to the moon. But going into that next match, because obviously there's not much to talk about match 2. Match 3, we have the interim women's ladder match for the women's title.
I was about to say, I was like, but he's not over like Americano though. So like, why would they push?
No, they would definitely have a good feud. It'd be Americano versus the Demon.
Nah. Finn Balor is fine where he's at.
And that's not winning. Okay. Anyway,
listen, sometimes you just have to accept being that main event jobber. And that's what Finn Balor is. He is a main event jobber.
I'm not accepting it. So, going into this next match, we have Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Lash Legend, Tiffany Stratton, and Chelsea Green in this ladder match. And I like this match. Not just because Chelsea Green won, but this was fun. It was fun.
My only gripe, and it's not even really a gripe, but it's just like, we had this match, but we got Money in the Bank coming up down the road type thing. And actually, I take that back. My one gripe is the fact that, like, this match technically does not make Chelsea Green your champion, though. She is the interim champion, which I hate that.
From recent news, Rhea may have to relinquish that title. And if she does,
she fucking needs to.
And if she does, then Chelsea Green will legit have a right.
Until she is legitimately my woman's champion, fuck out of here with that book.
Okay.
Because all interim means is that you're the second place champion until the real champion comes back.
You're basically number one contender.
A glorified number one contender at that. That is all you are. And so it's like, which then makes it be crazy, because how the fuck you fighting somebody else? It's like, I'm the number one contender, but this girl's going to challenge me for my number one contender spot. But like, all right. And so we're just going to bounce around number one contender spots until the champion shows up. Cool.
But
you know, they're not over like Rhea Ripley is, though. So,
oh boy,
they're not gonna.
Nobody is. Nobody.
They're not gonna get pushed. They're not gonna get the push they need, because, you know. But hey, it's Triple H's WWE, right?
We need TKOs.
Honestly,
going back to what I was saying before, when we have that match, it was not bad. It was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun match. I don't think there is anything bad to say about this match besides your own personal gripe.
No,
that's okay. That's the only thing.
That was really it. I will say, I thought Charlotte was going to win.
I would have actually, because then we got Charlotte versus Rhea again, which is it's technically still a story there.
There's plenty of story there, especially after the fact that Charlotte and Rhea, they've dapped it up right now, so they're on good terms, and so this would have felt like a different match, kind of thing. So
it definitely
would have been fine. Jade needs to stay far away from the title. I don't know how Lash Legend got here. And Tiffany Stratton's cold as ice. And she has the United States title.
Very cold.
And she's not gonna be Tiffy two belts, which I absolutely abhor this whole this insert name two belt shtick that's been just going around with wrestling.
Becky started it.
I hate that Becky Lynch started this. Like, of course it's Becky two belts, because now we got over here in AEW, we got Jet two belts over here trying to happen, and any other Don Callis member two belts and shit, and Ricky two belts, because Ricochet used to have a title, which boy oh boy, if they are not the jobbers of the century right now, but I digress. So it's like now, you know, this Tiffy two belts. I'm just like, I can't. Y'all are like, you're making having two belts like not feel cool anymore. Like, shut up.
Yeah, because like that was a rare occasion.
Shut up.
A rare occasion that somebody got two belts.
But yeah, hell yeah to Chelsea Green. Rhea Ripley dropped that belt so I can really feel like Chelsea Green is a fucking champion, because in the back of my mind, it's just all like, well, she's just a glorified number one contender. You know,
well, sad to be the bearer of bad news, but because of Fatal Influence, she may also potentially have to relinquish her belt.
She says she's all right. I did see a video of the fact that she busted her orbital bone.
Yeah.
And so,
listen, I remember she posted that she isn't sure. So unless she made another post about the fact that
I think that is the one that I saw where like she's not sure, but we're going to see. Well, I was going to say like, nah, she'll be fine. She just got to put the fucking the Cody mask on. You know what I'm saying? The unprettier.
Which says that's her move, you know. Yeah.
She can be undashing Chelsea Green. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
Listen, that makes me think. Ooh, I need to look it up online, because I need that Cactus Jack Chelsea Green t-shirt, fam. I need that shit in my life.
Let me see if I can find that. Hold on.
Because when she came out dressed up as Cactus Jack for that fucking that street fight, I was like, I need that shirt. I need that. I literally have like 4 Cactus Jack shirts. I have an original one. I have a King of the Deathmatch one. I have like a remix to the original one. No, okay, so I only have 3 Cactus Jack shirts. But like, I need that. I need that Chelsea Green one to be.
That shirt's gone. G.
That's what I figured.
WWE is, you ain't getting that no size. Let me see.
What do you see it on WWE.com?
Yeah, I can see
it's there
right now. Yeah, but
it's there. No, it's just they don't have any. Which means they probably only gone like in small and smaller.
No, it's no sizes, nothing. It's blank.
So we waiting for the reprint. Got it.
As if it ever gets it. But
if it ever gets it.
But no, it's out of stock.
Well, shit. Guess I gotta go to secondhand market.
Or because she put the logo on Twitter.
I just make my own. My own shirt.
You just literally take the logo and put it on a black shirt, and you're done. You're good.
Wouldn't be the first time.
It definitely wouldn't. But yes. So, congratulations, Chelsea Green. Let's hopefully keep the belt on you, because, granted, Fatal Influence has. Some people were saying they were trying to injure her. I don't know if you got a chance to see some of the clips, but like,
no, I've seen the clip.
Okay,
I don't think they were. Man,
that's what people were saying. People were saying
people wilding, dog. That shit crazy, dog.
Yeah, but they also saying that the belt's cursed.
Shut your ass up, people. Goddamn, y'all niggas be out here y'all just be saying shit.
Literally.
But then y'all want to glaze Dan Housing versus Dominic Mysterio type shit. You know what I'm saying?
This human money on a polls match is the dumbest thing ever. Basically, WWE has their way of getting Mickey bucks and say, hey, we have the opportunity to make in print Danhausen money. And
you
people
say Mickey bucks.
Yeah, the Disney bucks and stuff.
But does it have value?
To my knowledge, no.
Yeah, I don't know, like, at least the Mickey Bucks can get you something. Like,
Yeah. But that's what
You
I'm saying.
know,
Maybe
get
they're just trying
some.
like the fact that they're thinking that fans will be like, I want to buy Human Money's print and I want to know what the sales are because
Well, see,
I want to
that's
look
the
those
problem.
people in the face.
So see, that's the problem, and that's the idiocy of it all. Human Monies is just regular money. That's human money. All right. So people asking for human monies get a job for that. Unhuman money. Now that's where the Helsing dollar comes from, or Helsing,
Okay.
whatever you want to call Dan Helsing's currency that he's toting around. That would be the fake monies. Those are fake monies. Don't get it twisted. They're two different things.
Hey, that's what he's calling it. It's a Human Money's on a pole match, and the money was not real money. It was Danhausen's money. And boy, when Michael Cole is talking about this money, he's talking about it like it is the best thing since sliced bread.
Michael Cole is a sellout. All right. Michael Cole has abandoned all logic for human monies. All right.
So he's a bag chaser.
If you was getting paid, you would be glazing this match like Michael Cole was as well.
So you're calling him a bag chaser. You're not really calling him a sellout. You're calling him a bag chaser.
In this particular, sure, I guess he's a bag chaser, but he's a sellout because he knows that this shit is ass.
I don't know, man.
This
the
shit
guy
is garbage, bro.
This is the whitest of white men talk about he listens to Lil Yachty. All right, so I don't believe any goddamn thing he would say in certain situations.
Listen, that's why I'm saying that he has sold his soul to the TKO devil, and he's out here talking gibberish, nonsense, and foolishness for these matches. Sometimes I almost want to mute and watch it in silence because Michael Cole, like 2 years ago, he was a great ring announcer. All right, he was great. I don't know what happened in the last 2 years where Michael Cole has just become atrocious. Like, let me put it this way. Michael Cole, he's barking up Tony Schiavone fucking levels of foolish, all right? Like, if Tony Schiavone be saying some foolish shit, I haven't seen so much blood in a match. You haven't, Tony. You really now.
Maybe not in person.
Not in person? Really now? That's the excuse.
Maybe that was his excuse.
But he was there during their Survivor Series War Games match. You saw all that blood in the ring with the Death Riders? He was there for every single death match. All that blood in the ring.
He was there for Sky Blue. Yeah, he was there for Sky.
He was there for Sky Blue. I wasn't even going to bring her ass up. And how she bled like her vein popped out of her arm during a freaking blood bank move. I ain't never seen so much blood in the one.
Oh my god. This match was ass. I'm gonna say it straight out. This match was ass. I feel bad for Dominic Mysterio. He's said it before. I'll say it for him.
You're El Campeon.
Is being treated like shit on the main
Job
brand
into Danhausen, bro.
multiple times, by the way. And how can we take Judgment Day serious if they keep losing to a guy who technically can wrestle? But he is 90 pounds soaking wet, looking like in the ring. So some of the things he's doing, I'm like, he just pinned you. Yes, you might as well just stop right now. Like, he should not be getting clean pins.
Listen, it's probably because he's not over like Cody Rhodes and CM Punk and stuff. You know, that's
this guy. This guy.
That's the only thing I can think of is the fact of, you know, like he's not over like Roman Reigns. So
y'all, what I tell you, Hunter is living in this man's head rent free with that comment. He does not fuck with that comment. So Swag is very pissed at this comment, and we could tell, but it's valid because what Hunter said is stupid, and to see the fact that yes, Danhausen is very over right now. He doesn't need to win everything. He is still a comedy character. Like Dominic Mysterio deserved way better than what he had.
And the problem
in this match.
is the fact that like it's going to take so much for Dominic Mysterio to recover from this. Like he's like so far down the road right now.
He gonna have to damn near kill somebody.
Like, which it's I mean, it's one of those deals. Like when he loses that belt, like I almost feel bad for him because like unless he just stays over there in AAA, because it's like if he loses that belt, Dominic ain't getting shit no more. Like he's done. It's like, and the other crazy thing is the fact I'm like, you know, back when wrestling still did wrestling stuff, like, don't this kind of mean that Danhausen should get a title match? Like,
he's won a lot of matches. If we're looking at
he's literally pinned. He's pinned Dominic Mysterio like 2.5, 3 times. So it's like, where's Danhausen's title match? But you know, I guess we are also living in an age.
I better never see him with anything higher than a U.S. title.
Well, considering the fact that he's on Raw, he probably will.
He just better not touch that IC title. He needs the 24/7 title. I feel like this would have been a perfect time for the 24/7 title.
Unfortunately, scratch that. Thankfully, the 24/7 title has been retired.
Absolutely.
And hopefully it's not coming back.
This would have been a perfect time for that.
But yeah, no, I highly doubt that. Now, granted, I honestly don't see Danhausen ever actually getting a title shot for anything. At best, tag team titles, but once again, those are dead titles anyway, so like no one really cares about the tag team titles. And so it's like wait, speaking of tag team titles, who are the tag team champions on SmackDown?
Damian Priest and R-Truth.
Oh, okay. All right.
They just had that match against the War Raiders for the AAA tag titles. Winner takes both. And
who won?
Nobody, because it was an interference.
Bad. All right, cool. Heard.
But going back into Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio, really feel bad for Dom. This wasn't a great match. Honestly, even the finish, like Dom taking a specific bump that was just like, well, this is kind of, you get back up after this. And it's like, no, he's done. And then he wins, he grabs the monies
and he starts passing it to the audience. And everybody's like, oh, I want it. And I'm like, we should all be throwing that shit back at you. But it's a wrestler sending you stuff.
Listen, it's a souvenir. Considering the fact that most of those people are sitting in the front row, probably bought their tickets before the $25 tickets became available. So they kind of need some human monies to reimburse their pockets. Because when they go home, they have to feed their family somehow and themselves. So, hey, human monies it is, right?
Unless they're selling on eBay, hey, crumbled monies from SummerSlam, which some people would do it.
Motherfuckers will buy it. It's rare. It's a commodity.
It's stupid. So next match, which was the second, this had really great. It was second best match of the night.
Absolutely. Pay-per-view. Fuck that.
Pay-per-view match. Yes, absolutely.
No. Second best match of the pay-per-view. Put that on everything.
Okay. Yeah. Because then CM Punk and Cody would be third.
100%.
Okay. So I'm understanding the caliber now. All right. So Penta versus Chad Gable. So much story is going on here. Chad Gable's first match, Penta's first match in WWE was against Chad Gable, and his matches against Chad Gable led Chad Gable to finally go to Mexico, get into Lucha Libre, create Great Americano, and now we're back full circle, where Chad Gable is back to his senses, and he's facing the person that led him down that road. And I was like, man, this match needs to be 15, 20 minutes long because there's so much story you could tell with it.
Listen, there's so much story. There is so much that Penta and Chad Gable can do as wrestlers. Like, it's one of those things where, let me put it this way. This match deserved an AEW presentation. This deserved an AEW presentation. This match deserves a presentation like how we could have gotten in like mid 2000s, late 2000s pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? Like this match would have been like a catalyst match on a pay-per-view, and especially for like a SummerSlam of old. You know what I'm saying? Like, which makes me think about when they were showing like those, because throughout the night of SummerSlam, you know, when they're playing that Limp Bizkit track, because they had to get their plays in, so they had to get their plays in, their advertisement of that track. So they're showing the fucking clips of like old, like SummerSlam matches. And it's all like, in my mind, it was hitting me like, man, remember when we used to make like good SummerSlams? Remember that? All around the world and smoke a little, drink a little. The whole time, like, man, this song is garbage. But that was a good SummerSlam. Yeah, I remember that SummerSlam with Undertaker. That shit was good. That was a good SummerSlam. Like, on in another universe, you know, the universe where Eddie Guerrero is still alive and Chris Benoit died of natural causes and Harambe didn't get shot, like, this match would have been the match of the pay-per-view. It would have completely stole the show. Like, this match would have stole the show, in my personal opinion, and especially with just a little bit that they gave us. I feel that this match had the potential to steal the show, like how The Rock and Hulk Hogan stole the show during
17.
During WrestleMania. No, that was WrestleMania 18. 18.
No, I thought 18 was when him and Austin fought.
No. Him and Austin didn't fight in 18.
Well, then when was the Attitude Era one that ended? I could have sworn.
Wasn't that 19?
I could have sworn 17 was the one because that's what the game was based off of.
Nah, hold on. Now I gotta look that shit up because
Hold up.
yes, WrestleMania 18 is Rock and Hogan.
Oh, okay. Let me see what was 17. Man. Yeah, Austin beat The Rock. Wait. Okay, so then that was the one. And then the next one was 18 where they came up and this Austin went against Scott Hall and all right. Yeah, you're right. All right. But when we look into Penta versus Chad, right? Like I said before, great match. So much story that could have been there, but we got only I think 10 minutes of the match.
It wasn't 10. It was a little more than 10, but it wasn't truly enough. Like if they could have been allowed to just like marinate into the match and to get like a good like 25 minutes kind of thing like that, because Chad Gable is a unfortunately underrated wrestler.
Very
sucks.
Very.
He's extremely underrated, and it's kind of criminal that he is not seen as greater. Because Chad Gable can potentially fire on the same cylinders as Kurt Angle. He ain't. And only because I haven't seen it, I don't think he can't do it. But like, Chad Gable hasn't hit peak Angle just yet. He ain't Angle on perks just yet. Yeah, he's not TNA Angle.
He's ECW Angle.
Easily. I would at least say that. Chad Gable is potentially ECW Angle if they let Chad Gable fucking Gable. You know what I'm saying? But he can't because, you know, he's not over like Roman Reigns and fucking Cody Rhodes and shit. So it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes in a match and keep it pushing.
Yeah, very unfortunate, but again, the outcome was great. I mean, we got the real sentimental moment where his family came up and he pretty much did the same in-match promo that he did for AAA, but introducing himself as Chad Gable. And then we get the dog.
And the advertisements and all that stuff. Like, I would harp on the advertisement shtick, but I'm just like, I don't feel like beating the dead horse right now.
No, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of it. Constantly.
Constantly.
I'm punching that bitch. And I'm looking at it in the face like, yo, revive yourself so I can do it again. Just because it's like, bruh, it's at this point so annoying.
Trust me, it is. And even more so, because it's like, it's the advertisements that is the reason why like these pay-per-views feel so lackluster, because they're only giving the wrestlers like, you know, these 10-15 minute matches, and then they'll give the main event like 30 minutes, but it's like the matches that really need to have that time are getting skimped on because we need to save that time for all of the advertisements. Like, yes. I feel if WWE could get away with being like SummerSlam, like if they could get away with treating SummerSlam like how we treat UFC matches, where there's only like 3 matches on the card, and the matches at most are going to go like in a total will be like maybe 10 minutes long. Cause I'm like, what, like UFC matches are usually like what, 3 rounds,
3 rounds, 5 minutes. 3 rounds, 3 minutes. Excuse me. 5 rounds, 3 minutes. 5 rounds, 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, 5 rounds if it's a championship match.
Yeah.
Which but it's like for the regular preliminary rounds, it's like, yeah, it's like 3 rounds going at like 2 minutes or something like that. So it's like when you look at that, that's like 15 minutes ish, I think. Like I'm not doing the math right now, but it's like, so it's like 3. They're trying to be like UFC, where they give us a little bit of entertainment and then do as much advertisement as possible. Because unfortunately, this day and age of wrestling, WWE, or I should say TKO, no longer depends on us for money. We make them a little bit of money, but we're not who they're entertaining anymore. They are entertaining your Netflixes and insert your companies here. They're entertaining the people who buy stocks in the company and all that other shit. Those are the people who are paying them. And because they're the ones who pay them the most, they're the ones that we're trying to entertain. That's why we have this whole incentive of like, hey, let's make sure that we show Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, KO, and CM Punk every single time SmackDown is on. Those guys have to be on TV at some point or another. Why? Because if you don't, we're not going to pay you $1 billion.
Literally.
I don't care how you make it happen. Their faces need to be on the TV on SmackDown at some point through the night. And if you do, that's $1 billion in your pocket. Fuck the niggas who are watching it at home. Fuck the niggas who are watching it in the fucking crowd. That's chump change. They wipe their ass with the money that we give them. Therefore, that's why we're not entertained. Or we are settling for dog shit sandwiches and celebrating when we get a McDonald's burger with no cheese. You know what I'm saying? Because, oh shit, they gave us a fucking McDonald's sandwich? McDonald's. That's us watching SummerSlam.
I mean, that's like, definitely how I felt when I was watching the next match, which is the main event. And trust me when I say it was a main event. The hopefully final conclusion of the storyline that is the Shield brought us all the way here. They have built it terribly though in certain areas.
Oh God.
But
let's not remember Saturday night's main event and their fucking their Make-A-Wish Foundation thing that they did with that fucking basketball player. Like,
there is that, but going into this match, you know, having the elements of the Shield present and the absolute storytelling that it was these two in this match. Man, this was one of Roman's traditional slow burn matches where he does a lot of talking and does a lot of stuff here. And this needed that. We honestly even needed this during Penta versus fucking Chad Gable, but we couldn't. If the match we were talking about earlier, if we could have did stuff like this for that match, it probably would have been one of the best matches in the night. But
listen, if we could have gave Chad Gable and Penta the same amount of time as Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, match of the year, match of the last 2 years, easy.
You know, and this before we go back into that match, Chad Gable is getting so much praise about that match nowadays that is actually overwhelming him.
Which is sad.
The mask versus mask.
Oh, well, yes. Because once again, the reason why people are, I almost can feel like the reason why people go to AAA People going to AAA is like the side route of being able to get the hype and your just deserves as a wrestler without having to go across the pond to AEW. People who have been going to AAA and getting these pops, getting these reactions and all this other stuff, it's to me, it's the equivalent of if they said, fuck WWE, I'm gonna go to AEW and I'm gonna make my money there. And if AEW was all like, oh, you're here? All right, let me push you the way that you should be pushed. Let me get you to your potential that you could be at, type situation. I mean, granted, I can't say that would happen with any of the people who've gone to AAA right now, because AEW is, this ain't an AEW podcast, but but it's like Chad Gable, when they had that mask versus mask match, right? Number one, it proved things that we already knew. That number one, Chad Gable is an amazing and incredible wrestler. And then number two, Chad Gable, if given the permission, if given the right papers and the right story, he's going to blow it out of the water. If there's anything that Chad Gable can do, is he can actually turn chicken shit into something delicious to eat. He's been doing that ever since he showed up. He even brought it up in his little speech. You know, Chad Gable went from Willing and Gable to fucking Shorty G, Alpha Academy, whatever the fuck American Made, Grande Americano. Most of that shit was absolute garbage, but he was able to take it and turn it into something fucking gold each and every time. And so for him to just now begin on Intercontinental title, way overdue, but extremely deserved.
And that's why the audience gave him that too. The audience absolutely.
And so it's like, I could understand how it being overwhelming, because it's all like, it's like sitting here and being like, man, I know I'm good, but like no one sees it. And all of a sudden, everyone finally sees it. They're like, you're not used to it.
And
you're used to getting shit. You're used to not being over like, you know, Roman Reigns and all them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're used to not being over like that. And all of a sudden you realize, oh, I can be over. I can be in that spot, which he can. But I'm worried that they're not going to continue to allow him to. Because in my opinion, Chad Gable should have been a fucking champion, dog.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
Should have been a goddamn champion.
Absolutely.
He should have had his WWE title run.
And also, how has he not been the U.S. champion with a crew that was called Alpha Academy and with a crew that was American? Like, it's like, that's a no-brainer. Like, literally, that's a no-brainer. But going back into the actual match we're supposed to be talking about, which is Seth versus Roman. Again, the storytelling was amazing. Okay. The fact that they still could somehow incorporate Dean Ambrose in here, even though he's not there, because they kept showing clips of him, in which technically WWE owns the rights to those clips. But like, this is definitely a story that really should have had all three of them, but we couldn't. So we will do what we can.
In a perfect world.
Yes.
Literally, when I was watching it, because like as far as the match goes, like, the match was good. Like, everything about the match was great. It started to get just a tad bit overbooked towards the end. Just a little bit. But like, with the stuff that was kind of happening and going on, it allowed me to move past some of that overbooking, you know, doing each other, you know, like finisher spamming and all that other stuff. Like, they've managed to find a way to do it without making it feel like it was way too much.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so, like, I can appreciate that. And that's why this match was easily the best match of the pay-per-view. Some people say it wasn't better than Punk and Roman.
I think the story at the end is what, like, as I will kind of also agree, like, that match was great, Roman versus Punk. But, like, I think the cherry on top was the conclusion to the Shield stuff, and then the fist pump with the mask there to represent Dean Ambrose. Like, that right there, that sent me. That was like, okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'll easily admit, like when they did all of that and like, you know, like that happened, it almost got me a little bit.
It really
Only
did.
because I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I really oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh shit, someone's cutting onions. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like it was great. And then in my mind I was like, and I even said this in like the little wrestling chat that we have, I was like, and as Seth Rollins goes up, Moxley comes out through the crowd and paradigm shifts on Roman Reigns. And I was like, that's what this is missing.
I think I even said something too. I said, Moxley, you got 72 hours. Because on Dynamite,
yeah, and I literally told you, I was like, check what I said in the crowd in the chat, because literally what would have been the perfect send on that would be he slides in, turns him around, freaking lays him out with it. Like, but of course, you know, wishful thinking, fantasy booking, you know. But like at the end of it all, though, it's like, I know going, and I also, that's the other thing about this match. Going into this match, what also made this match still kind of like entertaining for me was the fact that they were able to allow some benefit of the doubt that Seth Rollins slightly had a chance of actually coming out. They put things together kind of good enough for me to at least question, because how, you know, for some of these other matches where it's like, yeah, of course we know so and so is going to win, but for this one it was all like, Roman Reigns is most likely going to win.
But there's that possibility.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
They kind of, and with the way that this match happened and it performed, it went back and forth enough where it's like the deeper the match went in, the more I'm thinking maybe they will let Seth Rollins win. And then like after they, for the second time, like after they like did the whole spot where Seth Rollins was going to use the chair, then Roman Reigns stops him, and then Roman Reigns like looks at the chair and he throws it down, and he's like, nah, we're going to bang this out once and for all. No shenanigans, no bullshit. We're going to, and when that part happened, for a brief moment, I'm like, fuck, I don't know where this is going. I legitimately was like, I have no idea where this is going. I am, well, shit, we're locked in. All right, let's,
the minute he threw the chair out, it was like, I can't use the chair. I got to beat you straight up. Like, you could definitely tell there was like, I was thinking like, okay, his arrogance of not pulling the trigger will be the reason why Seth wins. But then a part of me started to realize, okay, yeah, but Roman needs to win this. Like, yes, Seth is beating him at every occasion. And I don't think they're going to have this situation where Seth always beats him kind of feud. I think this is where the Shield stuff ends. And because of this, Roman is finishing it. And, you know, not having any bloodline at the ringside, you know, it literally is just those two. And we did get a rough bump. We got all the things that would make a match hype. Like Roman hitting his spears, normally it's game over. But like for Seth to still kick out, still have life, and a lot of those situations, this is the one thing we love about wrestling. You mentioned it before, is the what if. Like, yeah, we can kind of predict a lot of matches and how they probably will end. Like, oh, this person's gonna win. But to have a match where you're having that moment of like, is it gonna be Seth or is it gonna be Roman? And moments like that are the reason why we love wrestling, because yes, everybody understands it's predetermined, but then when you don't know the outcome,
you're now on your seat. You're now on the edge because you're like, how is it going to end? And how
It's
are you
that
going to
whole
get to that
thought
conclusion?
of you can go into a match, especially like at this stage of the game for people like us. You can go into a match and be all like, yeah, Roman Reigns is going to win. Okay, sure. But where the real kicker is during that buildup, they have to do something that makes you question, but what if? And that's the key that is missing in a lot of wrestling right now. Because it's all like, some people say the fact that, we're too smart to the game because we already know who's going to win. That has nothing to do with it. Like, it doesn't matter how smart to the game that we are. It's about them. It's that whole idea of them putting on such a show that it allows us to suspend our beliefs just long enough to believe that a certain outcome is going to be the way that it is, kind of thing. That is the piece that makes wrestling wrestling. Like, for example, right now, Roman Reigns and LA Knight is a thing, right? The chances of LA Knight getting the fucking belt right now are -10 to -100. Okay. It's not going to fucking happen.
Nope.
So now it is WWE's job to make me say, well, after that happened that they just did, after that promo, what if he wins? When they finally bang it out and they start and they're having their match, there needs to be a point in the match where even though I know Roman Reigns is most likely going to come out on top, they need to do something in that match to make me be like, oh shit, are they about to give this belt to LA Knight? What? Hold on.
Okay.
Like, hold up. Like,
I'm taking you meant Seth, but of the caliber of saying
well, no, because I'm talking about going forward. Because like I said, like LA Knight and Roman Reigns, they're about to bang heads right now, right? After Raw, and it's like right now, of course, Roman Reigns is winning the belt because since when is he going to lose it before WrestleMania? Because he's got to fight Obafemi type situation. That's what the smart mark is thinking. It's WWE's job to make me think, but what if they pull the trigger on LA Knight? They need to do something in between now and when LA Knight and Roman Reigns fights. They need to do something that is going to change my mind about Roman Reigns actually winning this match. And that's the part that hooks us in for the wrestling. They have to find what it is that can make me suspend my belief of Roman Reigns obviously not losing the belt till WrestleMania, and they got to do something with this feud to make me be like, damn, maybe they will give it to LA Knight at the end of the day. Is it really time for LA Knight to get the belt? Because then when they do that, that gets me emotionally involved so that when he doesn't win, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to cuss at the TV and I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to complain about it on the actual podcast about how they built up LA Knight for him to just fucking lose. But that's me as a fan being mad. Not me sitting here and like, well, of course they was going to let Roman Reigns win. It's whatever. It's boring. Is it that they have to do something to elicit an emotional connection that'll make me be that much into it to make me question, what if they're going against the status quo? And that is something that they were able to do, at least during this match with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, to make me be half like knee deep into this match and be all like, I think Seth Rollins might actually win. Hold up.
And there was a lot of times we thought that, but obviously the outcome was supposed to be Roman winning and concluding the saga that is the Shield. So we got a beautiful bow at the end of this whole story. Like I said before, we're adding Dean Ambrose. The match was literally the match of the entire pay-per-view weekend and a great way to end. Like, again, this match really turned this PLE into a pay-per-view. Like,
Yes.
that match is what made me say, okay, that was a pay-per-view. Like, everything else behind it.
I would say the things like this match definitely did, but I have to give Cody Rhodes and CM Punk their credit.
Yeah.
Because they also helped make this feel like a pay-per-view.
Mhm.
Chad Gable and Penta, they definitely helped make this feel like a pay-per-view. And that yeah, just about that. Like those three matches are like what made SummerSlam, just for those moments, feel like SummerSlam. Now, as the pay-per-view as a whole, I think, which unfortunately it won't happen, but I feel as if SummerSlam being 2 nights devalues SummerSlam.
Well, another pay-per-view is getting ready to do it soon, the Royal Rumble.
And I feel so. I would hope having the Royal Rumble being 2 nights will actually be a plus. And the reasons why is because I feel the Royal Rumble can breathe better if it's on 2 different nights. Because, you know, having the ladies go first and then the men have the on the back end, I feel it gives the Royal Rumble more of a chance to feel like Royal Rumbles of old, because now each one has their particular bit to shine. SummerSlam doesn't fucking need 2 nights.
No.
Also, as people have been calling it, and it's been coined Summer Scam, because that's what it is. It's a scam. It's just a way to rake in that mid-year paycheck. SummerSlam is what they use, that when they do that mid-year review in the boardroom and they're showing the money chart, if they've been doing absolute dog shit financially, Summer Scam, that's going to put a whole bunch of money in our pockets. We oversell it, overprice it, make it look really big and fancy and shiny so that more people will buy into it. That's going to fix the financial situation. And that's what they tried to do. You know why the Obafemi match fell short? It felt like it was ass. It's because they're like, hey, Brock Lesnar and Obafemi ain't selling enough money. What if we put a Hell in a Cell on top of them? Brilliant. Let's run it. That's how you make money. Man, we really need people to start buying tickets. Fuck it. Let's go ahead and announce Cody Rhodes and CM Punk right now. No story, cold turkey. Yep, do that shit right now. Run it.
I mean, that's literally what happened. That's literally what happened.
Like, it's just that, like, it was a cash grab, a full-on cash grab.
They were paying off their students' tuitions and getting them ready for school with these paychecks. So, since this is the biggest party of the summer, bruh, for most schools, summer is over now. You're back in school. So, guys, I definitely want to say that this again was a fun pay-per-view. You know, even though we do have our own personal gripes about certain things, this was the first time ever, again, that we can both agree this was a pay-per-view. This was something that it had great matches. It had stories that could have been developed, and some of them were. But overall, it was a good show.
And they set things up for stories to happen on the back end, which is also great because it gave you a reason to be like, well, damn, I guess I gotta watch Raw on Monday.
Oh, I'm
to
not
see where
missing
this
SmackDown
goes.
for the life of me now. I cannot miss SmackDown with
I
KO.
agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I like I said, I'm going to watch SmackDown. I just been just busy and I just haven't had time to do so. But I am desperately wanting to watch it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, if you have any final thoughts before we kind of wrap things up about the show, please let me know.
You know what? No, I think I will leave everything as I said right there.
Okay.
Because for later times, there are things that do need to be discussed. But we're gonna let SummerSlam have this one. Right now, SummerSlam is the measuring stick for pay-per-views right now. Because WrestleMania was horrible. So now, literally for the rest of the year, it's like, all right, but was it better than SummerSlam?
Here you go. Now you about to be you literally letting this Triple H thing stay on you with everything. But is it more over than?
See, I didn't even mean it that way.
Is it more over than SummerSlam?
It's like that's hilarious. I legitimately did not I didn't mean it in that context. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just
once you did it, I was like,
but now
bro,
it's lit.
It's red
It's
free.
like every pay-per-view is like, all right, so this pay-per-view was good, but is it more over than SummerSlam? Like that's like I hate it so much that now that's just gonna be the thing. I'm just like, but is it more over than
and the fact that that is
God.
a thing, that's what's even more hilarious about it. So guys, please let us know what your thoughts are about SummerSlam in the comments.
Was SummerSlam more over than WrestleMania to y'all? Let us know.
Let us know in the comments your thoughts. As always, we do have a couple of interviews coming up soon. We had originally was DMT who's going to be posted. He will be up on next week. We'll go ahead and post that so you can see his interview. We do also have Blazing Hot.
Getting back to business.
Back to business. And we'll be having a couple other interviews coming up shortly. So thank you for rocking with us. You know we're gone for a week, maybe because of me, because dealing with this move. So, but now we got to get back to work. So, you guys will be seeing.
Yeah, you got to spruce up that background, buddy.
Yeah, no, this is literally. Yeah, I'm gonna have my one of my signs behind me to be glowing and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be definitely a better room next time we'll be here. But until next time, as always, guys, the ring is sacred, the questions are real, and the destruction is guaranteed. Because I, Sugoi, am the monster.
And it's yeah, boy, Swag Switch in the building.
And until next time, guys, have a good one. Sayonara, Avideze, and Jamata.